There we go. Not quite. It's not muted. Although I mean the effect for the folks at home is the same. Hold on. Let me try this one more time. I'll even have my glasses in hand. I'll be ready for it. Party people in the place to be, live from 58 Dream Street. We're James and with Games. All right. Happy Saturday, folks. So I got the new microphone, and the redounding issue that's causing is that the Friday Night Frosthaven stream overlays are so complex that OBS Studio now crashes every time I close it. And so it's not maintaining that I changed my default mic from the old one to the new one. I look really shiny or something. I don't know what's up with that. But on the plus side, my hair looks very light and fluffy. So you gotta take the good with the bad. Okay, here we are. It's Saturday. It's time for session 2 of our King's Quest VI Heir Today, Gone Tomorrow playthrough. And so far, I am quite enjoying getting reacquainted with this game. It's not ringing any bells in my memory. Like, I'm not getting any part of me like, oh yeah, I remember this. But it is ringing the bell of, I remembered it being a really good, fun game. And I think it's really good, and I'm having fun. So what more can you really ask for? Okay, let's fire it up. There we go. The Scum VM emulator fired up. Although this is not the Scum engine that's being emulated. Scum is a LucasArts engine. I believe the acronym stands for Scripting Utility for Maniac Mansion. This game, of course, was created with the Sierra SCI, the Sierra Creative Interpreter Engine. Okay, so here we are. Ready to get going. Last time, I did the King's Quest VI version of your standard what to do at the start of King's Quest. The reason I say it's the King's Quest VI version is that the standard opening to King's Quest is to walk around and see what you can pick up in the available area. Here, the game is set in the Green Isles, and the Green Isles, as the name implies, are a set of islands, and the sea is not friendly. So you actually wind up traveling by Alex's preferred method of travel, Magic Map. And so there's not a... Oh, well, geez, PJ. Seems quite possible that you could summon a pizza to yourself, and without even having to sacrifice those other things. It's very nice to be inside right now. Not that I don't like going outside sometimes, but not at this time of year. I hate winter. That's a little too harsh. I like... If as an adult you ever got to have fun in the snow, I would still like snow. But it's not snowing right now. We got a snowstorm coming tomorrow. Mongolian pizza. What's on that, Cedric? Sounds intriguing. Although it also sounds like something I probably, wouldn't be able to eat. I guess beef is the first ingredient that comes to mind when I think of a Mongolian dish. So I did the walking around, go everywhere you can. But even before, you can't even go to the other aisles until you solve some puzzles. David, welcome. So it's not the same as, your King's Quest 1, your King's Quest 2, walk around, see what you can do. Oh yeah, nope. Oh, that's true, Clef. I generally try to avoid getting into pointless arguments with strangers. But a few living places ago, I had a driveway, and we had a neighbor, and the neighbors kept shoveling the snow off their stoop into my driveway instead of off of their stoop and into their yard. And so one day I went out, and there's I had shoveled my driveway, and now there was just a big pile of snow blocking it that could have, again, just gone in the other direction into their yard. And my temper got the better of me. So I shoveled all the snow onto their front stoop and built like a wall in front of their door. And just as I was finishing, the door opened. And the young woman living next, the lady, I shouldn't say young woman, she was about my age. Not that I wasn't young at the time, and not young now, but you see what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be condescending. But the lady next door came out, and she was like, and she looked at me and she went, "What the hell, dude?" And I looked at her and I said, "Well, I'd appreciate it if you would stop shoveling your snow into my driveway. You have a yard right there. Why are you shoveling your snow into my damn driveway?" And we got into an argument, and her position was, "I didn't know you had a car, dude." Which, to begin with, that's not the standard that determines whether or not you shovel. Yeah, exactly. And so we didn't have a car at the time, but sometimes I borrowed the car from my parents for running errands or whatever. But more importantly, Irving Oil, the oil company, would not deliver our oil to the input area to the furnace was in the back of the. Thank you. I feel very validated right now. Although I didn't question my rightness for even a moment. But yeah, so and I was just so it went back and forth, and I wasn't raging and swearing at her or anything. I was, just maintaining an attitude of, jocular contempt and being like, "Listen, this is my driveway. What is wrong with you?" And her final word before she turned around and walked away was she said, "So I didn't know that you have a car. But you knew that you were shoveling the snow onto our steps. So that makes you an asshole." And I said, "All right, okay. If that makes you feel better, sure." And, anyway, they stopped shoveling their snow into my driveway after that. Which was great. Just oh man. Yeah, it's one of those things. And listen, I could have knocked on their door and I'm not saying that it was the best and most noble reaction to shovel all the snow onto their front step right in front of their door. But it had happened 4 times at that point. I was just really irritated. So anyway. Yeah, but some people it's just saying sorry is the most degrading thing that can ever happen to you, even when you're wrong. I think it's more degrading. Okay, so enough about that. I was right. We all agree. So I feel good about that. But now, where I'm stymied right now, I think, is that I gotta get the trading economy going with the pawn shop. I need at least one of those items from the pawn shop. They are low value items. Yeah, I don't. I also don't feel a ton of guilt. I recognize that there was a mature way to deal with it, and that I had picked not as mature of a way, but also there were far less mature things I could have done, including yelling and screaming or carrying the grudge for a long time. I just went on with my life after that. I wasn't seeking ways to annoy my neighbors or anything. What can you do? I get it from my father. My band in high school was practicing one afternoon in my parents' basement, and the behind us and one home over neighbors called the cops, and the cops came and they were basically real regular maintaining the peace. There is that, Cedric. They called the cops on us, and the cops came and were like, "So it's not actually illegal to make noise while it's in daytime, but we'd still appreciate it if you just stopped." And so we didn't have to deal with this. And so my parents were like, "All right, you got to stop practicing." My dad was furious, and he ranted a bunch But then, what the reason they did it is they were having a garden, they were having a backyard like barbecue party, and then, so that's why they called the cops because they were outside, so like they could. It's not like we would have been drowning them out, but they could hear us, and so they got us shut down. And then my father took his lawnmower because the neighbors, our neighbors, are like my mom's best friend is her next door neighbor, and they were on vacation too. So he took his lawnmower over into their backyard. And first he mowed their lawn for them. So he's like, right next to this backyard barbecue party going on. And after he mowed their lawn, he was like, well, I'll just, he took the lawnmower over to the swing set. And just because, it's got the handle that if you let go, it's the kill switch, turns the mower off. And he just lodged that under the bars of the swing set and left it there. And then just went home. And then as me and my friends, me and my band were picking up to go somewhere else. I don't know if I think we were just going somewhere to hang out. I think we gave up on practicing. But as we're all getting ready and getting in the car, the last thing we saw and heard of my father that day was he came marching out of the shed in our backyard with a gas can. And he looked at us and he said, "My poor little lawnmower's running out of gas, boys." They had given up. Like their barbecue had ended and they all just went in. They were like, "All right, asshole." But he was like, "No, they're not getting back out there while the sun's going." He just kept gassing up the lawnmower. So I come by it honestly, I guess. Okay. We got a princess to save. Multiple princesses. Oh, PJ, please do share the story. So, meanwhile, I gotta save a princess. So I need to get the pawn shop economy going, I think. And I think there's gonna be something. Here's the thing. I had the thought of, to get past the sense gnomes, I gotta fool the hearing gnomes somehow. And I thought, what if I had the flute and I could learn the nightingale's song and then play it? Because the flute's one of the low value items in the pawn shop. There's also a mechanical nightingale though, which definitely makes me think like somehow or other, because that mechanical nightingale could do something with the regular nightingale, or the mechanical nightingale could be the thing that I just used to trick the hearing gnome. Then I still don't know what to do with the eyes gnome, but we could mess around with that. I don't know. But I think like things will open up if I can get something from the pawn shop. So I need a low value item worth only a few. Were you blasting Muse before 7 a.m.? Or was this a next day revenge? Is this an apartment building situation? Either way. 7 a.m. You can begin. Oh man, no, there's like, unless you had some kind of crazy speaker setup, there's no volume of music you can play in your own home that justifies someone in a separate standalone structure complaining. Plus, like, listen, I'm not like a big Muse listener, but it's like, there are worse things you'd be blaring than Muse. Like, I would understand, like, if you had like speakers out on your balcony and you're like blasting Cannibal Corpse or something. It's like, all right, come on. Okay, here we are. So yeah, I need a low value object to get the pawn shop economy going. And so my thought is that there's something I'm supposed to just click on. Like, somewhere where like you click on the rocks and it's like, Alexander doesn't think there's anything under any of these rocks. But you click on all the rocks and on one of them he's like, well, Alexander thinks that's an interesting rock. It's going to be some shit like that, right? Or like, Alexander doesn't have time for climbing trees right now. Ooh, Alexander thinks that's a great climbing tree in a bird's nest. Yeah, that Cannibal Corpse as revenge. It's like, check it out. You could have been listening to Muse right now. We didn't have to be listening to death metal together. Okay. So I think I just got to walk around and click on everything. Anybody pick a direction? Should I go try the castle first? Try the town route first? Go back to the opening screen first? Somebody tell me. I'll be guided by the chat. If there was a fourth option, I'd just roll a four-sided die. Well, I suppose while I'm on this screen and I'm waiting.
Alexander has no need to carry around large rocks.
Didn't his father ever tell him the story of the time that he turned over a stone and found a valuable object in a little hidey hole?
Alexander has no need to carry around large rocks. Alexander sees nothing to do there. The large ferns would be of little use to Alexander.
I suppose that's true, Clef. But, yeah. Okay. I think this makes sense. Go back to the beginning. And you know what? The beginning absolutely had, like... I know I clicked on one piece of driftwood, and it was like, Alexander doesn't need driftwood or some shit like that. But I didn't click on all the driftwood. I don't know if I clicked on the rock. Let's check it out.
Alexander has no need to carry around large rocks.
He doesn't need these large rocks. I think this is the one I clicked on.
Alexander
or not.
Pushes the plank to one side. A box has been partially buried under sand.
Okay, great. We're off to a great start. So yeah, it must...
Alexander has no use for the ship debris.
Yeah, see, this is the exact kind of bullshit I thought it was. And that's a little bullshitty. Like, if Alexander moved that and it was like he didn't find anything, okay. I'll click on the other ones too. The box. Presumably did this come with the ship? Like, why was Alexander traveling with a box?
There's nothing of interest in that part of the box.
I beg to differ.
Alexander takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
Oh. It's not an object that you can trade of equivalent value to a few coppers. Ooh. In fact, I might as well examine everything in my inventory just to remind myself what's going on.
Alexander is carrying a copper coin of Devonry. King Graham graces the front of the coin.
But they're only going to show us the back of the coin because it's way easier to do a D, a big D. Definitely not from here. I'm not... I mean, you know what? I was going to say, I'm not sure why Alexander would bring only a single copper coin, but that's actually much more advanced planning than his father has ever done before going on a long trip.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
Ah, yes, which is a boring book that I use to put a clam to sleep.
The magic map is made of thin leather and has lifelike drawings of the islands on its uneven surface. Alexander is carrying an unusually large black feather. Colors of flame burst from the center of the incredibly stinky flower and drip onto its petals. The flower's appearance is as flamboyant as its smell.
Yeah, now that I think about it, Clef, there's clearly a crack in the bottom of the box. So it's quite possible it all could have just fallen out. And again, like, if Alexander thought to bring one coin with him, oh, is that what I did, Cedric? That was the one I tried to click on? Oh, man. Well, you know what? I think this one's okay. Especially if I did that. And, like, I was inevitably going to find it before I even left the Green Isles. So at most, you saved me just clicking on a bunch of different screens.
The rabbit's foot has long, soft fur. Alexander's ring is made
Well,
of
Clef,
the
that's
purest gold and has the insignia of the royal family of Daventry on its face.
also how I missed. I like how the royal crest of the royal family of Daventry is just a big D for Daventry, and on the coin, like on the back of a loonie, which is what we call a. Well, I guess the back of a loonie is where the loon is on the tails side, but the other side is Queen Elizabeth. It's not Queen Elizabeth II. I think we like now that Queen Elizabeth II is dead, and we're almost certainly not going to re-mint all of our coinage to have King Charles on it. Why not go back to Queen Elizabeth I just for fun? Yeah, like there's not just like a big C for Canada. That's not what coins are like. So yeah, okay. 5 cents gnomes that need to be tricked. Stink bug, stink flower. We've already established. Fool's nose guy. Ears guy's next up, and I haven't beat him yet, so I don't know. But I feel like the mint, it doesn't really make sense, except that a mint is food. But if the mint fools the taste guy, like I guess he goes to lick Alexander, and Alexander like puts the like rubs the mint on his arm or something. The guy licks his arm. He's like, "Nah, this is just a big mint." The rabbit's foot for the touch guy, and maybe the flute or the mechanical nightingale for the ears guy. And I still don't know. Can we show the sentence? Sight guy's like, it's just a sentence, just a floating sentence. At any rate, geez. You don't even need a low value object. You just literally need a copper coin. Hopefully, if he's like, I'm sorry, but I need four copper coins. That would have been a good one too. Wait, is something happening? No, it's just the that I don't even know what that is. Celeste. So into the pawn shop now. Based on the gimmick with the
Good day, Prince Alexander.
based on the way it worked, the gimmick with the like originally I pawned the royal insignia to get the magic map. Then I found a fancy pearl, and I can trade that to him to get the insignia back. But I can also give him the insignia to get the pearl back. And so I'm thinking, although obviously the chronology is backwards here when I say this, but I'm thinking that this guy might be kind of like in a Link Between Worlds, the Zelda game for the 3DS, where you trade items or rent items. Can I give I'm going to test this right now, if this even works.
The pawn shop's counter is made of a sturdy teak. The wood is well worn by eager hands and well oiled by the shop's faithful keeper.
Alexander, would you please just look at the things
The
on
pawn
it?
shop's counter is made...
Is it use? Yeah.
Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
Okay. So mechanical, nightingale, flute, paintbrush, and
A battered tinder box is
Tinderbox.
displayed on the counter.
okay. Let's do the nightingale first.
I'm interested in that mechanical nightingale on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all of equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items nonetheless.
Okay, hold on. Can you please quote me a clearer price than that? I hope it's worth only 1 copper.
I have this copper coin. Is it of any value to you at all?
Most interesting. I have never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who is interested in foreign currency. The items on the front counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may make your choice from there.
Alexander looks at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Well, as I was saying, sir.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent.
Alexander never
To the
faces
pawn
people
shop.
dead
I
on.
am always willing to
He's
take
always
back
in
my old
profile
goods
looking
in
over
trade.
at them.
I'll remember. Thank you.
Ah, I can't directly draw a line to Lee's voice. I was thinking, like, this is not Phil Lamar. But it almost, like, I could almost believe it was Phil Lamar doing, like, a proto-Hermes voice. It's kind of funny with Phil Lamar, because Phil Lamar is also the voice of Samurai Jack. But sometimes Samurai Jack's lines, I just, like, hear the accent in them. He's like, I will go. Anyway, okay, let's test this immediately.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items.
This is a good mechanic. I actually...
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very good, Prince Alex. It is always a pleasure doing business with you. Enjoy the mechanical nightingale and feel free to bring it back anytime.
Oh, geez. He even had said that and I didn't hear him. Okay, great. Missed opportunity to have some custom dialogue about, like, make up your mind, young prince. Okay. Well, step 1. Can we seduce the regular nightingale with the mechanical nightingale? Yeah.
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad.
It is a very pretty song. Okay.
Hello, little nightingale. Of what do you sing?
The nightingale only looks at Alexander curiously and continues to sing.
Okay.
Although the nightingale seems interested in Alexander, she would never allow him close enough to grab her.
Okay. You want this weird feather?
Alexander shows the object to the bird, hoping to interest her. The little bird does not appear to be interested in that.
Okay. Or like she's wearing a little helmet, like a little aviator helmet from, like, you know, like Amelia Earhart. I mean, do you want to just look closer at this?
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale.
Ah, well, we already did this.
The living nightingale in the tree listens to the tune curiously.
Duke Nukem Flat Top, also funny. Hey, want a mint?
Alexander shows the object to the bird, hoping to interest her. It seems that the nightingale is no lover of the taste of peppermint.
Okay. We got some dialogue, though. Hey, Nightingale, you like sentences? Yeah, I wasn't expecting
There's
custom
no reason
dialogue
to
after.
use that there. Alexander shows the object to the bird, hoping to interest her. The little bird does not appear to be interested in that.
I wonder why they opted to have. Hey, guided by voices. Happy Saturday. Well, very happy Saturday for you, it sounds like. Okay. Doesn't feel like, I don't know, unless you like, the rabbit's foot really feels like it, like I need it for the sense gnome. Oh,
Alexander shows
that's a
the
bummer.
object to the bird, hoping to interest her. The nightingale seems to have a natural distaste for the rabbit's foot.
Hey, some more bespoke dialogue for the nightingale's rejections. Do you like ink?
Alexander shows the
I don't
object to
think
the
this is.
bird,
I don't think
hoping
ink is going to be
interest
the
her.
answer.
The little bird does not appear to be interested in that.
Yeah, it's really strange. Cause like there aren't that many items. So you would think if they're gonna have any bespoke dialogue, they would have more. Most of the objects just get bird is not interested in that. Ah, that makes sense.
Alexander holds out his royal ring to the nightingale.
Hey, there's a snake now.
To Alexander's surprise, the nightingale swoops down and grabs the ring from his hand. The nightingale flies off towards the castle with Alexander's ring. Where might she be taking it?
I was almost going to give up without trying the insignia, but apparently she loves insignias. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't just it's a dead end state, you fool. Excuse me. No, hopefully she flew that to the princess, right?
Alexander's voice simply bounces back at him from the flat surface of the wall.
Okay, hold on.
Alexander winds the
Stymied,
mechanical nightingale
hello.
and listens to its sweet, sunny tune.
Well, I mean, when she flew to the castle, my immediate hope was she's taking that to Princess Casima. But I don't know how to verify that.
The vines are too flimsy to support Alexander.
Well, talk to the guard dogs again. Excuse me, has a nightingale flown in here with my ring? Could I go in the castle and just take a look around for it?
Please, if you'll only be reasonable. I really must see the princess.
Begone! You're not welcome at the castle, Prince Alexander of Daventry. We have our orders, and they are quite clear.
Oh, Stupinsky, if I find fertilizer at any point in this quest, I'm making a beeline for those vines. But okay. Seems like this could be a problematic situation.
Why would Alexander want to use that on the castle wall?
Unfortunately, guided by voices, none of the action icons support that approach. Okay. Well, that wasn't what I was hoping would come of the nightingale interactions. Hey, the nightingale's back. Does she have something for me now? Hell yeah, she does.
The nightingale has returned from her flight with Alexander's ring. She flutters off her branch and drops something red at Alexander's feet.
Cedric, the challenge is getting the text parser to figuring out exactly how to type it into the text parser.
It's a red velvet hair ribbon. The bird must have taken Alexander's ring to someone who sent back this ribbon in return. Could it possibly be? Dare he hope that the someone is Casima herself?
If only it could be so.
I mean, I would go as far as to say that Alexander should assume that that's the case.
The lady's hair ribbon is made of the finest red velvet. A long strand of black hair is caught in the ribbon.
Huh. I hadn't... It was far enough in the future that I hadn't thought that much about it yet. But yeah, which one, out of curiosity, like I've only played the first one a tiny bit, and maybe one of the point-and-click ones a tiny bit, but I'm super curious which one is...
Alexander examines the red ribbon and finds a strand of long black hair.
That's how we'll fool the eye guy. It's just a hair. Just a single human hair. There's no human. Hold on.
The strand of hair from the red ribbon is the color of midnight. Alexander can only hope that it belongs to his true love.
Where's the smell action icon when you need it? Boom. Okay. Yeah. It's good in King's Quest to not have the smell icon, and it's urgent in Leisure Suit Larry to have no smell icon. Okay. Oh man, I've never heard of Wet Dreams Saga. I will confess. I think I'm not going to say it. Fuck. Magna cum laude. That's funny. I'll give them credit for that. But Wet Dreams Saga is just crass.
Alexander
Without being
pulls out
funny.
his magic map.
That's what they're missing with virtual reality, Stimpinski. It's all about the visual immersion. What they should really be working on is smell simulator. Yeah, just because I got on this Sierra track, and so I figure I'm going to do King's Quest and then probably do Space Quest at some point and feel it out. Ah.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I think probably the mechanical nightingale isn't going to work here. And even if it does, I don't have the other thing I need. But let's give it a shot. Exactly. I have no moral objections to smutty puns.
Alexander hears someone coming.
But the pun part is important.
5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man, said he. With
Ah.
ears, nose, tongue, hands, and eyes, its nature cannot be disguised. If mad it be, then mad it dies. Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
Okay. Just curious if
Alexander holds the flower of
I can get
stench
past the
out
ear
to
guy
gnome
with the,
jumbo nose.
you know, the thing.
Tom Troll I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more. Listen, hark you, Grovenor. Do your duty as you swore. With your ears...
I understand why they didn't do the extra programming work, but they should have made it so that the one who's actually stepping up doesn't talk.
Alexander winds the tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
This might, huh? This might work. Okay. I still don't know. I can't imagine how any of the things I have.
A nose is not a way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me. Taste, grump, trump, that we might know whether friend or whether foe.
This is really this is good writing. This makes me excited to play some Gabriel Knight someday. Get some more Jane Jensen.
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Grump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet. Trilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
I don't see how I'm getting past the last one though.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet.
Okay.
Old Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter.
Okay. Hold on. Can I just fucking blindfold this guy?
Alexander holds the item out for the gnome with
Nope.
enormous eyes.
Okay. I can't think of what... Okay.
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
Invisible ink.
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
I should have recognized, because this is a fairy tale. Yeah, no, that's good. And frankly, like, I would be irritated if I was listening to all my friends have this debate about what the object was, and then there's not even a fucking object. They should all, like, scent guy and sound guy actually both have, all of them. The guy who thought it was a treat could have eaten it, which he did. The guy who thought it was a nightingale, well, a nightingale can fly away. A rabbit can run away. and a stench flower could be picked by the nightingale of the Y. It stinks. Could have washed out to sea. There's any... Okay, great. Awesome. I should have recognized it was going to turn out to be invisible ink because it's a fairy story. But what I was going for was much stupider. I did think that I did, even though I clicked it on him, I thought Alexander will pour the ink on himself. And then maybe he'll be like, it's just a shadow or something. Like, I don't know. I didn't have a good working theory of what was going to happen. Wonderful. Imagine new guy's voice, not Charles Martinet's voice. I gotta remember to interact with the items in my inventory more. Like, I got some free hair out of that deal. Right. Now we got new. Holy smokes! I'm transfixed by the bee song. Okay, let's look around.
The tail end of this island is a riotous scramble of books, sand, and a spider's web.
And also all the bees.
Little bees buzz around the books as though the pages were laden with the sweetest pollen. Maybe they're spelling bees.
Oh, that makes so much sense, Clef. And yet never occurred to me. My trick, Cedric, was that I tried it once and then the gnomes came. And so I was like, okay, they stop you from going to any screen, which made me believe there were more than one screen. Get a real close look at the spider.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
This is good stuff.
Thank you, I guess. Who is it?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
Yeah, she's definitely right there, PJ, in the not being subtle enough to fool me.
That scrap of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here.
Okay. Do I have something that the Black Widow might like? Not obviously.
An intricately detailed spider's web has been spun between a pile of books and a small tree. A black widow is sitting in her web. She has long legs and an hourglass on her belly. She gives Alexander a knowing look.
It's an hourglass figure, huh?
Have you changed your mind? My offer of dead wedlock is still open.
I like how little she tries. Can I walk away by doing this? Yes. So obviously I got to get that scrap of paper, but if I try to just take it, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I will be killed.
There is no reply. Alexander is greeted with silence. Buzz, buzz.
So that's supposed to be B-U-Z-Z. Because they're spelling bees. You like this sentence?
That would serve no purpose.
Hold on. Don't you want to look at this sentence?
There's no reason to use that object there. There's no reason to...
I can't tell if this is...
That would serve no purpose.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this isn't great.
There's no... There's no reason to... That would serve... There's no reason...
Okay. It's a nice thought. Now, probably they'll just sting me to death if I start messing with their books. Oh.
Hey, hands off the goods there, son.
Oh, sorry.
Sir?
Hello? Is anyone there in the books?
No, there's no one here.
Okay.
Hey, hands off the goods there, son.
Oh, sorry.
All very mysterious. I assume I get the same result no matter what I do. Alexander is such a polite young man.
Hey,
Walking back over every time the guy comes out.
son.
Oh, sorry.
You can tell Manannan raised him to have manners.
Hey,
Oh,
Okay. 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 Well, hold on. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like I can hear it now that you say it. And just also it's just like, yeah. She has the vocal skills to do those two characters for sure.
There's no reason to use that on a pile of books.
No, I can't just give him a book and get something in return. Do you like sentences?
There's no reason to use that.
No. Okay. Put a pin in this for now and keep exploring the island. Ooh. So, right off the
A
bat.
large tree stretches knotted limbs out over the swamp. Part of the tree's trunk is shaped like the face of a dog. Why, it must be a dogwood tree.
Oh ho ho.
Milkweed thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit. A stick is
Ah.
stuck in the middle of the swamp.
Looks like a talking stick.
A mushy swamp lies just off the path. It doesn't look like very good swimming. The fertile swamp is dense with moss-covered trees. A tough old log lies to the left of the path.
What about this
The
lump?
fallen log has a good-sized knot or bump.
Okay. Can we talk to the bump?
That bump on the log does not look particularly conversational to Alexander.
my dear tree, is it true that your bark is worse than your bite?
Alexander sees no point in trying to talk to that stick in the swamp.
Okay. Well, let's find out if its bite is worse than the bark.
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
Okay. Bark is indeed worse than its bite. We're up over 50 points. That's going well. Gotta say, some real questionable sound design for this swamp screen. All right. Let's just confirm that Alexander dies in the swamp.
Can't reach the stick in the swamp.
Yeah. Okay. But I got some milkweed. Some kind of protest or parade or something going on outside. A lot of horn honking and chanting. So, protest probably more than a parade. Oh, of course they
A
will.
cluster of cattails flourishes near the muck of the swamp.
Good day, thou most feline of fronds.
Good stuff. Oh, this almost feels too easy. But let's find it.
Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby's tears. Vines of sweet ripening tomatoes.
We got
climb
one
up little wooden
rotten
posts.
tomato, though.
Alexander takes a close look at the tomato in the ground. It appears to be darker than those on the vines.
What are you staring at there, boy? Go away, you rootless thing, you!
I had a strong feeling that the rotten tomato was going to be a
That
jerk.
tomato is definitely rotten.
That's good stuff.
To the right of the path is a little coffee table. A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path. The wallflowers look terribly shy.
Ah.
There appears to be a hole in the garden wall. Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard.
Okay, but the hole is
There
a...
really is a hole in the wall. Zounds, those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protective of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir.
Well, we're not going to hurt the wallflowers. Can we take the hole?
Alexander decides to pick up the hole in the wall. A hole in the wall could be a very useful thing. Alexander startled the poor thing. It's run off to hide behind the wallflowers.
Now, we got a social puzzle, I'm thinking. Hold on.
Greetings, ladies. How charming you look today.
The wallflowers are too shy to talk to Alexander.
Good day, snapdragons.
The snapdragons don't seem inclined to communicate with anyone.
Maybe the rotten tomato can help.
How did you manage to fall off the vine, Mr. Tomato?
What do you think? I'm old, I'm rotten. Yeah, leave me alone.
If you say so.
After all, you're just gonna let me sit here and rot on this dry ground like everybody else, aren't you?
Why, I don't know. I suppose...
Ah, never mind. Just go away. Ah.
No, buddy.
Hey, what do you think you're doing there? Get your hands off me. Hey!
Alexander picks up Rotten Tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato.
You never know. Talk to the regular tomatoes. It kind of feels like if there's the start of the chain here might be giving the milkweed to the babies.
Excuse me, lettuce.
The
Let's-
lettuce just gives Alexander the cold shoulder.
I did know about the right clicking, although I constantly forget to do it. But that's a good use of the middle click. Thank you, Clef.
Good
Nice.
day, tomato vines.
Good morning.
Hello. Aren't you a bunch of fine-looking young plants?
Goo gaga.
Apparently, the baby's tears haven't learned to talk yet.
Yeah. I remember the days of a 3-button mouse being elite.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Well, I think that makes sense.
Alexander can't make himself heard over the wailing of the baby's tears.
Well, hold on. Can we take more milkweed?
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close. Alexander already...
Okay. Okay, whatever I'm doing here, it's not as simple as just helping all the babies.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason. As much as Alexander might wish to comfort the crying babies, he feels a little awkward about picking them up. He's rather new at this.
Okay.
Alexander can't make himself heard over the wailing of the baby's tears. What a grip! The baby is not at all willing to let go of that milk bottle.
Okay. I wish Alexander had kept the... I mean, obviously, he didn't need to. But would a vial of baby tears be something? Is that something we can work with?
Good day, tomato vines.
Good morning.
No, nothing special there.
Good day, snapdragons.
The snapdragons don't seem inclined to communicate with anyone.
Greetings, ladies. How charming you look today.
The wallflowers are too shy to talk to Alexander.
Okay. What else could matter here? I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know. You want this rotten tomato?
Would you babies be interested in this?
Wait.
The babies'
Oh,
tears apparently
weird.
aren't interested in that because they continue to wail at the tops of their lungs.
Yeah, the bottle disappearing and then you get the really weird looking face. Okay, hold on.
Would you babies be interested in this?
Alexander,
The
wind
babies'
it up,
tears
buddy.
Apparently aren't interested in.
Like, play the music for them. Okay.
Would you babies be interested?
The babies'
Okay. Wait, can I read them a bedtime story?
Would you baby?
No.
The babies'
They can't speak yet. They're not gonna. Okay. Babies like stench?
Would you baby?
The babies'
Would you babies?
The baby's tears.
Okay. What is this again?
Alexander has a love poem from a book in the bookshop.
Right. They're not gonna care about a love poem.
Would you baby?
The baby's tears.
Okay. Okay. Let's leave the screen. On account of all the baby crying. Re-up on milkweed.
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from...
Get barked at by the tree.
Apparently,
The
the
dogwood tree.
Standing that close.
Okay.
Those snapdragons don't like Alexander getting so close.
Yeah. So, is this currently locked? No.
A noble white chess knight stands at the top of the marble stairs. A red chess knight stands at the top of the marble steps.
Well.
Excuse me, what land lies beyond?
What land? Chessboard land, you knave.
I see. And is chessboard land part of the land of the Green Isles?
It is the home of the red and white queens, rulers of the Isle of Wonder, fairest of the islands that owe loyalty to the king of the land of the Green Isles. But perhaps not for long.
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of unity with the great king and queen dead? The princess is worth serving, but the feud with the other isles is strong.
Oh. Oh, it's the queens.
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send a lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
This is really good.
Innocent queen of this isle. The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though
I think I know
delightfully
what's
spoiled,
gonna...
is not
I think I know how to
nearly as
resolve this
valuable as
conflict.
the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal? And which the
When they
other?
started talking.
Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet,
When they
Your
started, I
Highness,
thought
and
that they were
let him
expressing
make up his own
disapproval.
mind. I, for one,
Not
shall
that they
vote
just have
for
really
red,
strange
and not even
values.
mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
Alexander,
He
come on.
was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Cut the lump of coal in half.
Obviously a man of high
And you can each have one half. Your Majesties.
The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
It's not true that red doesn't go with anything, although it is true that white the egg. That was a really good scene. Although I thought in the middle of it that I was going to resolve the problem by being like, well, why don't one of you give this rotten tomato? Like, it's not just rotten like the spoiled egg. It's an asshole. But
Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
Oh, right. I really ought to be interacting more. Okay.
I got a lawyer, you know. Yeah, there's kidnapping laws in this here kingdom.
My friend, you were complaining just before I picked you up that nobody would pick you up.
What do you want from me? A recitation or something? Leave me alone. Yeah. I got a lawyer, you know.
Okay. Okay. Any hair in the scarf?
Is made of red silk. The silky red scarf would not make a very good accessory for Alexander's wardrobe.
That's true, because he's already got both his complimentary yellow and teal scarves on.
The red ribbon feels soft and luxurious between Alexander's caressing fingers.
Hey, what if I poke the tomato?
Hands off, you!
The strand of black hair is thick and still bears a trace of perfume. The long fur of the rabbit's foot is soft to the touch.
Okay. All right. Feels like that's probably the heart of what's supposed to happen there. Not quite sure what to do here, so I'll come back.
Those snapdragons don't like Alexander getting so close. Stinky bagged Alexander. No. The frogs are just graphical embellishments. I like that. When you get his bar down, you're like, yes, I finally beat Gwydion. Pitiful Gwydion, or whatever he'd be called. And then Gwydion's like, ugh. And he digs his fingers into his ears and claws out all the clay. And he pulls out the scarf, and you're like, oh no. Okay, let's see, now that I've got multiple band-like objects, if any of them can be used to, say, swing from a tree. Can't reach the trees in the swamp. What would a dogwood tree do with that?
That's a really good question. What might a dogwood tree like? I don't know. Really thick scarf.
What would a dogwood tree do with that?
I don't know, like chew it? Wear it? Okay, we'll come back. Do I have anything that feels like it would... Of this stuff, what could I use to thwart the Black Widow? I don't know. Let's mess with the Black Widow a little bit before I guess I'll revisit the Isle of Beasts and see if I can use any of these strands of things to swing across or somehow get over the boiling pond. Yeah, like what's the gimmick with the bees gonna be?
Oh no, a Black Widow spider's web. Alexander feels the tiny pinprick of the spider's bite and the slow burning of her poison.
Alright, so you gotta look. You cannot use the touch icon. I do like that this screen has its own custom death music.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
I can't remember
Walked right into that one.
if there's a point in the game where you're like, you wind up here, like you're supposed to die, and you like do something. It feels like there might be. And yet at the same time, it doesn't ring a bell. Because nothing, I'm baffled. This game is so full of like personality. And the only thing I remembered.
Oh, so there you are, handsome. What can I do for you now?
Okay. Can I make her jealous?
Alexander offers the item to the Black Widow.
No, no, thank you, you sweet man. Like a good little wife, I have no interest in anything except my cozy little web and you.
All right.
Alexander offers...
No.
Can I?
Alexander offers...
No.
There's no sense in using that on the parchment.
Okay. Can I wiggle the parchment out with this somehow?
There's no sense in...
Can I grab it with a strand of hair?
There's no sense in...
Okay.
That scrap of paper.
And this, I assume, is just death.
Alexander reaches out to grab the scrap of parchment.
After my goods, are you? What a greedy little man you are.
Alexander feels the...
Boom. Yeah. Okay. Lots still to do on the Isle of Wonder. Yeah, come on. And like, Alexander's a well-built, full-sized man too. Look at him. Okay. Let's head back to the Isle of Beasts.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange...
I wish there was a
sensation.
way to continuously validate whether the game thinks you're ready for the labyrinth. Because, I mean, I feel like probably that's a later game thing, but I do have 3 different strand-like objects. Feels like a key part of the labyrinth is surely having something to follow, right? You've been bitten by a black widow, PJ? Okay. This doesn't seem like it's gonna work.
Alexander doesn't want to do any... Alexander doesn't want to alter the forest.
Oh, wow. I remember my first encounter with... Not encounter. I've never encountered a black widow. I'll never be able to internalize that, Cedric, because as a kid, my school's library was stocked with these little like short storyizations of Tales from the Crypt comics. And one of them, which I've also read in comic form, because eventually as an adult I tried to exorcise my demons by reading all of them. There's a story where the awful rich dude murders he has some reason that he needs to kill this guy. And he kills him by inviting him to stay at his mansion. And then when he's sleeping, he puts a black widow spider in his thing. And then he's flying away in a solo plane and laughing about how he got away with it. But this is Tales from the Crypt, buddy. The moral universe is horrific and but very balanced in the Tales from the Crypt comics most of the time. There are certainly bad guys who get away with it, but so this guy's flying away, and then his plane crashes, of course, and he parachutes out and he lands safely in a giant spider web, and then a giant spider comes and eats him. How ironic. It's not actually one of the better ironic endings. Well, David, did you ever read that Tales from the Crypt story?
Alexander doesn't want to alter the forest.
Okay. So Alexander's just not into the idea of doing anything to try to... Yeah, I've heard that the brown recluse is very dangerous. Can I tempt the raccoon out with the stench?
Why would Alexander want to put that in the tree stump?
Because raccoons love garbage, man. I think my motivations were clear enough there. Okay. Also, thank you, Clef. For now, I'm going to go on the assumption that I'm not ready and that I should keep doing stuff, but I may take advantage of just using you as my own secondary king and queen of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Okay. Whoops.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Oh, much, much earlier when we were still discussing how I misclicked there, I meant to say, Clef, that's also what tripped me up with the ferryman. The first time I went to the ferry to try to talk to the ferryman, I thought that I clicked on it to knock, but I clicked above it. You get nothing for that. Okay. I'm going to go back to the pawn shop, get a new item. But first, I had a feeling.
Go help my daughter. She needs something to fix her hair.
Yes, stepmother.
I missed the knock. I didn't even get him to the door, I don't think. I can't remember for sure. All right, so we're still just dealing with Cinderella here. And a really exceptionally defeated Cinderella. The Disney Cinderella does not look nearly so run down. I can't think of any reason to revisit the ferryman right now. Okay. I should get another item and just see what I can do.
Your
Oh.
dish is empty.
I am sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Well, get some more then.
I fear that is impossible. Without the ferry, I can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Oh, I hate not getting what I want.
This is from GOG.com, Cedric. That's where I got this version.
The mint dish is empty.
May I have your dish, sir? No. Okay. Let me see if I can do anything with the flute, I guess.
Would you mind if
Actually-
I traded this in?
Of course,
Hello,
Princess.
Jaffa.
Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
So I got tons done with the mechanical thingy-ma-do. So let me think for a moment. There's a fly. I'm not going to do anything to him because I'm proud of him. I know the CD version was the one that I played with my buddy. Although, as we've discussed at length now, it left no stamp on my mind besides Alexander's jacket and the general liking of the game. Yeah, I can't think of an obvious, what would I set on fire? I certainly hope it's not just go set the wallflowers on fire. Problem solved. Set the whole garden on fire. The horrible cacophony of screams as all the vegetation, the sentient vegetation dies. I can't think of what to paint yet either. what I can think of is at least one thing where a flute might do something.
I'll take the flute.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet. Feel free to trade it back at any time.
Thank you.
Okay. Huh. That's interesting.
Hello. I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I know this guy's still just not going to want to talk.
Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
What a jerk.
How fare you, merchant?
Sufficiently well, thank you, Alexander. My only wish is for more time to read.
Careful with that one, though. I notice you're a bespectacled man. So if you ever do get your hands on a djinn, like, use your first wish for infinite pairs of spectacles. And then and only then. I can't see why there would be even more to do with the nightingale, but there was also a snake up here.
Alexander plays his flute. The nightingale just looks at him curiously.
It was a nice song. I was hoping the snake that appeared up here earlier would come down and be charmed. Okay. There's no good reason not to try.
A group of serving women approach the castle.
Hey, it's Cinderella.
Hurry up, girls. There's plenty of work afoot today. No time to dawdle.
Yes, Sergeant Crab.
Oh. Just another slump-shouldered blonde girl servant.
It's well that they're here, Wolf. Cook is about driven himself mad, I hear, worrying over the wedding preparations.
Aye, whoa. What a celebration there will be today. Wine will flow like a river of red.
Okay. The just the rising urgency. Will Casima come to the window?
Alexander plays a lovely little tune on the flute.
No. Okay. Well, carry on. There are many instances where a little music could be just the thing. Wait, Alexander, can you hit a really, really shrill note? No, he only wants to play his Green Isles inspired.
A lovely little tune on the flute.
Can't do anything to upset the dogs here. And yet there are many spots where you could conceive of a flute doing something for the cause. And I might as well cycle through the items and just go around and mess around.
Alexander
How am I
pulls
for
out
time?
his magic
Pretty
map.
good. Oh man, my dear sweet first dog Sasha when I was a kid. That was like, if you ever just wanted her to go outside for some reason, like she worked her way backwards from being alarmed when she heard the vacuum to, like, if you bring out the vacuum she's scared, to the point that, like, you could just be like, Sasha, I'm gonna vacuum, and she would be like, we gotta get out of here.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Okay. I don't think this is not where I'm most optimistic about the flute helping, but who knows? Bee tamer.
Alexander plays a lovely little tune on the flute.
Abra is scared of the vacuum. Although you can't scare her just by getting it out. She's smart enough that she doesn't get scared until you plug it in. But then she's just like, okay, I'm going away. I hate this thing. It's going to make a loud sound. Astra is more like she'll just kind of sit and stare at the vacuum while it's on until you have the vacuum near her, and then she's like, I've had enough of this. Well, let's also... Okay.
That would serve. There's no reason to use that object there. There's no reason to use that object there.
Could you just say there's no reason to use that object on the bees, sir?
So
Astra's not really the smartest cat.
What can I do now?
But she's stubborn and brave. Abra is a very, very smart cat. Hold on, you want me to play you a song, my love?
Alexander offers the item to the Black
No.
Widow.
No, thank you, you sweet man.
Alex, just use the flute to just take her down. Or if you don't want to be violent, swirl it around her and then fling her away. Keep the parchment. Oh well.
Alexander sees nothing of interest there. The tail end of this island is a... Little bees buzz around the books as though the pages were laden with the sweetest pollen. Maybe they're spelling bees.
Really feels like the sentence should work on them.
Alexander sees no use.
No.
There's no reason to use that.
Okay, fine. Okay. But all hope is not lost.
What would a dogwood tree do with that? Why would Alexander want to throw that at the stick in the swamp?
Throw things at the stick, you say? Hold on.
Why would Alexander want to throw...
Because I don't know how long it is, narrator, and I keep hoping I can rope stuff in.
Alexander want to throw that in the swamp?
I just explained to you why I'm... Okay. It's fine. It's fine. How long is Princess Casima's hair?
Why would Alexander want to throw that in the swamp?
Because it's occurred to him that it's kind of weird to be carrying around the hair of someone who you actually don't know. I'm just going to sink in the swamp, right?
The swampy bog sinks beneath Alexander's weight. He feels himself being sucked slowly but firmly down into the muck.
Okay. Hey, Casima, let down your hair. Let's see what you're working with here. This doesn't feel like the answer. And yet.
Alexander gives one of the babies.
I'll start crying.
Seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Well, that's not mysterious. What do you mean for some reason? Can I lullaby them?
Would you babies be interested in this?
The baby.
No. Okay. Can we wrap them in a ribbon?
Would you babies be interested?
The baby's tear.
Come on.
Would you babies?
The baby.
Like if it happened like 3 times, you'd just be like, man, that was annoying.
Would you babies?
But it's like the rake gag. At a certain point, it is now funny that Alexander keeps walking into the...
There's no point in you.
Yeah. Wait, can I...
Alexander doesn't want to do that to the ribbon.
Thought maybe I combine ribbons. No? Okay.
Alexander takes
Get a new
pot
one.
of milk from the milkweed bush.
Yes, I know, Mr. Dogwood
The
Tree.
dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
Can we scratch the dogwood tree under its chin?
Alexander considers climbing the tree
No.
and quickly changes his mind.
That's fair. Okay. Well, I might as well just continue touring the islands with the different items for now. And poking around whatever I think of.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels
Isle
a
of the
strange
Beast. Here
pulling
we go.
sensation.
Wait, hold on a sec.
The silky red scarf would not make a very good accessory.
All right. I've done that.
The red ribbon feels soft and luxurious between Alexander's caress. The strand of black hair is thick and still bears a trace of perfume.
Perhaps like Legend of Zelda 1 before it. There's a pond that inexplicably will just go away if you play the
That would
flute.
have no effect on the boiling pond.
Or perhaps not.
Alexander...
Okay. I think pretty sure I already did all this, but
Alexander doesn't want to alter the forest.
that's not what I'm asking you to do, Alexander. I'm asking you to try to snag that lantern.
Alexander doesn't want to alter...
Okay. Okay.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Back to the Isle of the Crown. And this time, perhaps I should go to... I can't see what's going to happen with the ferryman if I go back to him. But who knows? Well, actually, hold on. I also can't see why there would be another event at the castle already. But it can't hurt to check. Unless the dogs get sick of seeing me and just kill me on sight. Then it can hurt quite a bit.
Why would
I don't know, man.
Why would Alexander...
Like, see if there's any hair in the vines. Compare it. I don't know, man. No. Okay. Maybe now that the maids are all in there, there's a new event at the Cinderella house. I can talk to the ferryman. And then get the tinderbox or the other thing. Mechanical nightingale, flute, tinderbox, and other thing.
it's you. Come on in. How goes it, Alexander?
Want to smell his hair?
Be at all interested in this?
Nah, what need is a poor dry dock ferryman for that?
I don't know. Want someone to talk to?
Would you be at all in?
Nah.
Free
Would
ribbon?
you be at all?
Free scarf.
Would
Yeah.
you be at all?
Yeah, hold on. Can I tell him?
What else can you tell me about the land?
No. Okay.
Well, thanks again for your hospitality.
You're always well.
Why can I not remember item number 3? I guess I'll find out in a moment. Like in the pawn shop, there are 4 items, right? And it's mechanical nightingale, flute, blank, and tinderbox. Paintbrush.
Prince
Thank you.
Alexander.
I guess I'll jump right to the
Would you mind if I
tinderbox?
traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
It's not obvious to me how
Looks
either of
closely
them
at the
are
items on the counter to make his selection.
what I ought to be doing. But okay,
I
tinderbox.
believe I'll take the tinderbox.
Very good, Prince Alex. Enjoy your tinderbox and bring it back anytime.
Thank you.
I don't really see how the economic model of this pawn shop
The pawn shop's tinderbox
Is,
is slightly
like,
battered,
how do you
but in
generate
reasonably good shape.
profit.
The tinderbox contains a candle as well as some flint and tinder.
Okay. That could just be something you need to have in the labyrinth. But let's go try to light some shit on fire. On the Isle of Wonder. Yeah, that's true. And he already scored that amazing pearl just to give up the magic map that, in theory, he won't need once the
Alexander pulls out his magic
once
map.
Alexander restores peace to the Green Isles. He can travel by boat again.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
That's true, Cedric. There's a lot of really odd barter economy. It's just not a King's Quest solution to be like, set the spider on fire. Plus, it would burn this, but
Handsome. What can I do for you now?
you can burn.
Alexander offers the item.
No.
No. Okay. Can I smoke the bees
Alexander
away?
sees that would serve no. That would serve no purpose. Piles of stacked books, looking ready to topple at any moment, have been arranged haphazardly on the sandy ground. Piles of
Okay.
piles of stacked piles of stacked.
Burn them.
There's no reason to use that.
And this will also just get the bookworm. I don't know why that's only just clicking for me now.
Hey, hands off the goods there, son.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I really hope that, like setting the babies on
Why
fire.
would Alexander want to throw that in the swamp?
I don't know. What if the swamp
What would a dog would?
burns? Okay, hold on. You know what I didn't even try to do? Not sure if it'll be anything, but listen, Alexander had a traumatic childhood. Should be allowed to commit a little arson.
I found a red scarf. I believe the Red Queen dropped it.
The Red Queen is always dropping her scarves. She thinks it's fashionable. Keep it, and consider yourself honored.
Okay, great. Very good. Hold on. Would you like to recommend this as a gift?
Would you have any interest in this?
No, we knights neither carry nor own anything whatsoever. Quite so. It only bogs us down. Mobility, that's the key.
It would have been a nice touch if the knights were standing back just a little, so that when they came in, they had to move in an L. Okay. Ooh, good question, PJ.
Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Not only can he,
Dads, is that cold?
but even before he touched it and we had it confirmed that it's pun lettuce, I figured it was pun lettuce and realized exactly what we can do with the pun lettuce. Let's head back to the Isle of Beasts.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Yeah, I should have tried before at the first moment that I discovered there was lettuce there.
Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable.
I can't. Was the lettuce sentient?
Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Ouch! Ow! Ooh, 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 ouch!
The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater. Alexander takes the old
Oh, wow.
hunter's lamp from the tree.
Perspective-wise, I was assuming that the lamp was hovering over the pond. Okay, great. And I suppose we should not waste any time with seeing if there's an evil djinn that wants to kill us. I should have... That should have been the moment, Cedric. The whole thing should have clicked for me at that exact moment. Oh, it's iceberg lettuce. But, hey, better late than never. Is there a djinn in here that just wants to kill me instantly?
Alexander rubs the lamp, but nothing happens.
Okay. But perhaps when we return, the lamp seller will be there. If the lamp trader returns.
Continues down the path. He gets the strange feeling that he's being watched.
Come on over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind that stone fella on top of the gate. He won't hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
It was a great animation for those purposes. Oh wow. What?
Gotcha this time.
Oh jeez. I thought I'd already dealt with that guy. I should have looked closer. The eyes.
That move was slightly erroneous.
Now that was clearly telegraphed to me, and I was an idiot.
As Alexander continues down the path, he gets the strange.
And yes, erroneous. Well played.
Come on over here and see what I'm
Lorianne
doing
must
with
have been
flowers.
jealous
Find that stone fella on top
when
of
she
the
saw
tree.
that one.
He won't
Okay.
hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
I should have there it was. The sparkle. I just thought that I had already cleared all of the guys' attempts on the different islands out. You're not going to get frustrated with me? Okay, here he goes.
Come on through, I say. I can show you a path through the forest.
On the other hand, though, go to hell. Yeah, gardening is relaxing.
Look, there's no point in hanging out here all day. I can show you the wondrous castle that lies in the middle of the island. Don't be so timid.
Just point me towards it. David, you're right. I'm starting to think this guy I can trust.
You aren't going to listen to me, are you? Well, we'll just see about that.
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared.
He's more persistent. The Twitch subscriber bots just they make one offer and then they're gone, even if you don't block them. Okay, can I pick this rock up off the ground before being shot?
There's nothing to do there. Alexander picks up the brick.
There we go. Now we're talking. Oh, I see it.
Small speckles of sand stand out against the otherwise gray brick.
What does it feel like? Is
The
it
brick
rough?
feels very heavy and solid in Alexander's hand.
Interesting. All right, can we just use the brick to smash the statue?
Throwing the brick at the stone archer might scratch his marble, but it won't stop the archer's vigilant watch over the path.
What about blindfolding him?
The stone archer would undoubtedly shoot Alexander long before he managed to climb up the wall to try that.
Fair play. Fair play. Can I bamboozle it with a sentence?
Stone archer would...
Wait, can I talk to it?
Look here, Archer. Do you mind if I pass?
The archer retains his stony silence.
What about the spearman?
The stone statue doesn't respond.
Okay, let's look around.
The statue
Touche.
to the left of the gate shows a man kneeling down with his spear as though waiting for a target. A stone archer sits atop the lintel of the gate like a silent guardian. His stone bow is tightly drawn and fitted with a single stone arrow.
If only I'd saved some of that good old thing, you know? Invisible ink. Hold on.
Alexander sees no use for that item there.
Are you sure, Alexander? Throw the brick. See if the thing will shoot.
The stone archer would undoubtedly... There's no...
Okay. What's with this nice gazebo?
A delicate gazebo made of white painted pine and overgrown with rose vines leads north into what appears from here to be a garden.
Sounds lovely.
With the gardener gone, Alexander can see that the garden plot is hardly more than a fresh patch of dirt.
She likes to play in the dirt.
This heavily forested isle is dotted with rough granite rocks.
Okay. Are you going to... Yeah, there's a real... it's putting me in mind of Quest for Glory 4, which also, like, they had John Rhys Davies, and they were like, you know what? Just literally every single thing on every single screen, we're going to have you read an entire paragraph about it. Okay, for now, ford the river again. Let's go see if Lamp Trader
Alexander pulls out
returns.
his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Lamp Trader and also just events. Both worth checking for. The Lamp Trader has not returned. Okay. So I added a brick and a lamp to my repertoire. Well, the joke's on him. He was about to seal a trade.
Good day, Prince Alex.
And good day to you too, sir. I was just coming to see if anyone was hanging out here.
Hello?
Oh, geez, I feel bad. No, you know, no need to stop what you're doing on my account, because I'm leaving. Come up here. See if anything happens. See if I can throw the brick through Casima's window and score some points with her somehow that way. That could be what he's getting at. All right. I do not actually think this is going to be the answer.
Alexander can't do anything with the windows from here.
Which strongly makes you believe that there's going to be a way. I can't see why we would burn the vines
There's
off.
no reason to use that.
No. Okay. There's an archer to get past. I have a brick. I didn't find any use for the tinderbox. So I could swap it for the paintbrush or the flute, because I never found a use for the flute. But what if there's a use now? What if the flute will hypnotize the statue? I don't know. You know what? Hold on. Out of curiosity.
If Alexander wants to exchange one of his possessions for an item in the pawn shop, he'll have to arrange it with the pawn shop owner first by showing him the object for trade.
That's what I'm trying to do.
If Alexander...
Okay. Never mind.
The counter feels as smooth... Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
It's good to know that the counter is smooth. Oh, right. I'm supposed to... Right. Make the offer. Hey, how about I return your tinderbox to you?
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items
And
on the
then
counter.
what?
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Back to the flute. Paintbrush feels like it's going to be in a specific enough context that it'll ring a bell when I encounter it, but I don't know. I'll try the flute again for now.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet.
Because at least
Free to
the
trade it back at
flute
any time.
attacks from a distance, right? It's used from a distance. It's a really good vocal performance. He's got one of those voices that just, it's assonant. You know, you can just listen to it for a while.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Lost my own thoughts there for a moment.
Alexander feels
I'll give it a
strange
shot.
pulling sensation.
With the flute and the statue. I don't know. Hey, there's a little fawn.
The fawn is too busy eating to pay attention to Alexander.
If only I had my bow and arrow. I had some venison. Okay. Let's see. If you really want, like, taking your boots off would probably be a good strategy for that. Because there's got to be some not boiling anymore, but very hot water pooled in Alexander's, around his ankles right now. Okay. Can I entertain the statue with a flute?
The stone archer would undoubtedly shoot Alexander long before...
No.
Alexander plays a...
No. Okay. Well.
The stone archer would undoubtedly...
Okay.
Alexander rubs the lamp, but nothing happens. Alexander is carrying an old, battered hunter's lamp. The lamp is empty.
Okay.
The strand of hair from the red ribbon.
Yeah. Strand of hair. Yep.
The old rotten tomato gives Alexander a mean look and grumbles sourly.
Okay. Yeah, Cedric, as long as you like, if you gotta put the fact that Alexander was actually raised in captivity out of mind, because otherwise it's very easy to see them as a family that, like, you know, they're like gathered around the piano. You know, Valenice is playing the piano, or Rosella, and they're all singing. Alex is wailing on the flute.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Okay. What could I possibly think I can do now? Obviously, I can do something somewhere. Take care, Jaffawet. Thanks for stopping by. Just smash her with a brick.
Alexander wouldn't want to get caught in the spider web.
Come on, Alexander. Just smash him with a brick.
Oh, so there you are, handsome. What can I do for you now?
Well, hold on. Do you like bricks?
Alexander offers the...
No. Okay, do you like ancient lamps?
Alexander offers the...
No.
She doesn't care. Nope. Presumably, I'm still not going to get dialogue out of this guy.
Hello? Is anyone there in the books?
No, there's no one here.
Okay, then. So you won't mind me throwing a brick at your books?
No reason to use that.
No.
There's no reason to...
Okay. I gotta wrap up fairly soon. So we might just be at that point where it's time for me to think. Because I do not think that the answer is any longer going to just be click on some stuff.
Why would Alex...
I don't know, man. I'm just trying things.
Why would Alexander want...
Throw a brick in the swamp. No? Okay. I really hope that it's not smash the babies with a brick. Wait a minute. Wait just a second. Maybe. Listen, I fed one of them and the other one started crying. What's I supposed to do? I can only carry one milkweed bottle at a time.
What can I do for you now?
You like poetry, baby?
Alexander offers the item to the Black Widow.
No, no, thank you, you sweet man. Like a good little wife, I have...
Okay. Well, that was a nice thought. While it lasted.
Alexander...
Yeah, it takes a moment to remember what song, like it's... Just doesn't know what to do. Okay. Well, reading the love poem, the Black Widow was not even a thing you could do. I've got a milkweed bottle right now, right? Yes. But I mean, let's try it. Let's try it. I mean, I have no particular thing in mind to try.
Tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some.
Greetings, ladies.
Wallflowers care.
Charming you look today.
The wallflowers are too shy to talk to Alexander.
Can I fill the magic lamp with baby tears?
Alexander has no reason to gather
It's not
tears
magic.
in that lamp.
No. In fact, it knew what I was. It was very explicit. That what you were thinking of is not the right thing to do. Could I gather tears in some receptacle? Perhaps, but I have no receptacle. Will the baby eventually finish with the milkweed bottle?
What a grip. The baby is not at all willing to let go of that milk bottle.
Okay. But what if I tickled it with a big feather?
Would you babies be interested in this?
The baby's tears apparently aren't interested in that because they continue to wail at the tops
Okay.
of their lungs.
Obviously, there's a dialogue outcome. There's an outcome here where this baby will like speak friendly sounds. Swap?
That baby has nothing to offer Alexander for that hunter's lamp.
This baby doesn't, but the other ones might. But you already told me.
Alexander has no reason to gather tears in that lamp.
Okay. What else? Okay.
Would you babies be interested?
The baby's tears apparently aren't interested in that because...
Okay. I did not get around to reading the lore book like I said I would.
Would you babies be...
The baby.
I am baffled by why is there so like
That baby has nothing to offer Alexander for that hunter's lamp.
why is there specific hunter lamp?
Alexander has no reason to gather tears in that lamp.
Like the lamp has specific error dialogue.
Alexander rubs the lamp.
Nothing happens. Can we talk to the lamp?
The lamp does not respond.
Oh, don't be so smug, narrator.
Would you babies be in...
The baby's tear.
Okay. Just confirming here. If I try to go over here. Yeah.
The wallflowers overcome with shyness at Alexander's approach.
Yeah. It's obvious what the outcome we want is.
Alexander decides to examine the vines on the wall more closely.
Come closer! We like you!
I, appreciate your enthusiasm. But I'm really not interested.
Don't leave us!
Oh no. Okay. When it started talking, I thought maybe they were gonna start seeming nice and then start being mean and they'd be sour grapes on the vines. Okay. Well, hold on. You want the hunter lamp prior?
Alexander has no reason to gather tears in that lamp.
They're not crying.
The tomato vines would have little use for that. Alexander wouldn't want to leave that on the coffee table.
Is there something I would want to leave on the coffee table?
Would you lovely flowers be interested in this?
Guess not.
Well, do you want the hunter's lamp?
Would you lovely...
No.
Guess...
Okay. What about this chair?
Alexander would love to sit a spell, but he's a tad busy at the moment. Alexander is too far away from home to think about taking furniture back with him.
What if I was just thinking about, using the furniture to solve a puzzle? Okay. I'm so baffled by you give the thing the milk and then you offer it the lamp, and it's like that particular baby's tear or that baby's tear has nothing to offer Alexander for the hunter's lamp. Which is so specific, it makes you think the hunter's lamp is somehow involved in the solution.
Would you love...
Guess not.
Would you ladies be at all interested in this?
The wallflowers shyly decline.
Hold on. What if we seduce the wallflowers?
Would you ladies be at all interested?
No.
The wall...
Can I tie you up with a ribbon?
Would you ladies...
Like hold you back with a ribbon? Nope. Want me to play you a song?
May I have this dance?
That might be the case, PJ. All right. Alexander's really going for it here. Tremendous soundtrack this game has. Oh, nice.
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them.
Well, in that case...
While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall.
Okay. So it's not a whole screen puzzle so much as a set of puzzles on the screen. We've got a hole in the wall now. 70 points. So, at some point, if I acquire any kind of receptacle, well then... I'm glad that I thought, like... Because originally I just thought this is going to be like a work your way through all the plants puzzle. So, I didn't necessarily think the flute was going to do anything in and of itself, but I had made the leap to wait. What if this is one thing to do over here and this is another thing to do over here? Okay. Now, this very well could be yet another case of one step forward and then no additional steps forward for a little bit. Because I'm not quite sure exactly what I might want to use the whole... Wait a minute. I have thoughts. I've got a thought. I don't know. Oh, hold on.
The hole in the wall has 4 legs and a curly tail. He's all limbs with only a hole for a body. But that doesn't make him any less whole.
Oh ho
A
ho.
bit of the wallflower's shyness seems to have rubbed off on the hole in the wall, for he remains mute.
I saw a good post on Blue Sky today where someone had made a mock-up of a captcha, you know, like click on all the squares that include, and the image is just a big Greek trireme, you know, like an old ship, ancient Greek ship, and the post says, well, what the hell am I even supposed to do with this? And the captcha says, please click every square that includes a ship of Theseus.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
It was good stuff.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
All right. Thought number 1 is just, having done another thing, will the lamp guy be back? Nay. However, that was not my only thought. Why would Alexander want to do that to the wall? Why would Alexander want to do that to the wall? Well, I've got an item. Especially for walls right now. Gentlemen.
Alexander puts the hole in the wall on the side wall of the castle. Alexander looks through the hole in the wall.
Okay. This is very cool.
Alexander can see what looks like a hallway in the basement of the castle. It must lie just on the other side of this wall.
Sure.
The castle hallways are patrolled by guard dogs. Great. Maybe Alexander is better off out here after all.
Well, at the moment, sure. All right, let's hang on. See if anything else happens. Another excellent little tune.
Alexander can see what looks like a hallway in the basement of the castle.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Alexander removes the hole in the wall from the wall.
That certainly could be a specific place to use it later. Or it could just be an item that you can use in multiple places, but isn't always important or valuable. It's a very cool item. Like an extra nice touch that it has its own little like view window, and you actually look in, and it's like a real-time event, or at least somewhat timed event in there. This is probably not a wall that really cries out for a hole.
Alexander sees no use for that item.
No, you're correct, Alexander. You're
Alexander
correct.
doesn't want to intrude on private property.
Just knock, man.
Alexander sees no use for that item there.
I don't know, but if I had an empty bottle and I put the love poem in the empty bottle and I threw it in there and Cinderella found it, who knows? If I have an empty bottle, though, my first thought is to fill with baby tears for some reason. Okay. Can't imagine how the hole in the wall can help me get past the archer. And yet...
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Princess Casima is great and all, but there's also this girl.
This in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Well,
I think I'd like the painter's brush.
Haven't had a paintbrush yet.
Very good, Prince Alex. The painter's brush it is. May your painting go well. Feel free to bring back the brush at any time.
Thank you.
Oh, pardon me. Okay. Well. Here's the good news. Got to wrap up soon. And even if I accomplish nothing more, this was a successful session. But
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Back to the Isle of Beasts for a minute.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Hold on.
Alexander is carrying a clean but well-used painter's brush. The paintbrush bristles have softened to a perfect consistency after much hard use.
They're very soft. Can we tickle the baby tears with them? I don't know. Really does kind of seem like getting them to cry is actually important, though. Okay. Really should have been more sparing with that invisible ink. Could we have fooled the sense gnomes if they were just like, nah, there's no man. Just a couple of legs. You idiots. It's just some legs. It's half of a leg monster from Pyramid Hill. Silent Hill. Invisible Ink is a great game. I haven't played that in years now, but I quite like it. I can't see why I would want to just need to look through this wall.
That on the wall would not help anything.
Yeah. Well, can we slap this guy in the face with a paintbrush?
The stone archer would undoubtedly shoot Alexander.
No. Okay. Okay.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
All right. What about this one standalone book? Probably not. Nope.
off the goods there, son.
The tail end of this island is a riotous scramble.
Yep.
Piles of stacked...
Yeah, all right. Same boilerplate.
The tail end of little bees buzz around the books as though the pages were laden with the sweetest pollen. Maybe they're spelling bees.
Well, if the bees are into spelling, why don't they want my sentence?
That would serve no... There's no reason to use that object there. There's no reason... That would serve no purpose.
Okay.
Why would Alexander want to do that to the brick? Why would Alexander...
Okay. Still on the throw a brick through Casima's window thing. I was like, what if I tie the love poem to the brick with a strand of her hair? That would send a very clear signal. Clear by fairy tale standards, of course. I do recognize that it would be much clearer to just like, ask her out or something. Okay. I don't think this is anything. Tickling the babies with the brush, but who knows?
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Okay. Come on. Tickle the baby. Tickle the fed baby and get the bottle back.
Would you babies be interested
No.
in this?
The babies...
Yeah, there is definitely a thunderous message to the vandalism aspect. If the window's open enough that you can safely get the brick through without damage, then the love poem... Then a lot depends on her having deliberately sent you that strand of hair. She's like, hey, this love poem is tied to this brick with my hair. But she didn't send you the hair? You've blown it, man. This is not going to work out. What is the sentence says, where are you going, right?
Alexander is carrying, oddly enough, a sentence. It says, where are you going?
Okay. Wait. I can't think of any reason why this would matter.
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed book.
Barks at me.
The dogwood.
Yeah. Well, hold on. First,
What would a dogwood tree do with that?
get tickled under the chin and... All right. I'm obviously thinking in the wrong direction with the paintbrush being a tickling implement. Trying of anything else that seems like the dogwood tree would obviously... Actually,
What would a dogwood tree do with that?
like, chew on it and stuff. If I had anything that seemed like an obvious thing a dog would like, do dogwood trees like rotten tomatoes?
What would a dogwood...
No. Okay. Give this a shot. I don't think this is anything. What's in my mind right now. But you never know. Can I give a different baby the milk?
Alexander
can.
gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk.
Okay.
The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Well, that's fair. But then what?
Alexander has no reason to gather tears in that land.
Feels like this is a tear gathering puzzle.
As much as Alexander...
Is one of the baby tears weaker than the other ones? I can rip the bottle out of...
The baby is not at all willing to let go.
No. Okay. Well, it feels like it's probably absolutely nothing, but...
Alexander...
Yep, bark, bark.
Apparently the dog...
Sorry, bark, bark, bark.
That would serve no purpose.
That baby sucks. No, I just didn't click on it correctly.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk.
The rest of them start crying, of course.
The other babies...
But is this the weak baby?
What a grip. The baby is not at all willing to let go.
No.
Alexander takes a bottle...
You gotta give him this. They could have made the baby crying sound effect way more grating than they did. I'd still lean towards saying just don't have a grating baby cry thing, but it's not as shrill as you can imagine it being. Okay.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears...
Okay. Probably we're dealing with a...
Alexander...
What am I saying?
Apparently the dog...
Fetch the tears is the puzzle, I suspect. However, can I pick a snapdragon?
Alexander approaches the snapdragon.
No.
Those unfriendly snapdragons don't want Alexander anywhere near them. A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path.
Yeah. Okay.
Those...
Just can't even go up here anymore. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Got lots of items. But I don't know. So it's a good spot to stop, I think. Got some stuff done. Have more like free run of the Isle of Wonder and free-er run of the Isle of Beasts. Found items. Got some stuff done. May or may not be approaching readiness to go in the labyrinth. I'll preserve that mystery for now. Hold on, though. I've created a situation, haven't I? No, because now just both ones that say active save have an active save. Okay. I'll have to keep on doing that forever. But, ooh, I look over and I on the, the window bar, or whatever you call it, of the Scum emulator window, it specifies in parentheses that this is the CD/DOS/English version. So I wonder if the other CD version is a Windows version. I don't know. Even if it is, why would they like re-record a single line of dialogue to say slime instead of sludge? It's a mystery. Okay. Good second session. Not like exactly racking up the points, but it's coming along. And I've got like 2 pawn shop items that I haven't found any use for yet. Really does feel like the tinderbox might just be a take it down to the labyrinth kind of thing. You might have something you got a light there. I got a bunch of 3 objects that to varying degrees seem like they could be or the red scarf could be waved in front of the Minotaur. Well, maybe next week I'll take the plunge on asking if I have the items. I'm not asking yet. Tantalize myself for a week. But okay. Yeah, this is a really fun adventure. This is really good so far. I'm enjoying this a lot. And yeah, I look forward to getting back to it. I don't know exactly where I'm going just yet, but there's got to be some way past that statue. There's got to be some way. I mean, there's some way to do everything and then eventually save Casima. But the big ones seem like getting past the statue, maybe realizing that I have what I need now for the labyrinth, but maybe not. And like, if I had something, if I had a separate bottle, like collect those tears in. Or what if it could be another waiting game. It could be stand there for a while until the baby tears finish drinking the bottle of milk and spit it out. I don't know. It's a shame you can only have 1 in your inventory at a time. Or else I just get 2, drink 1 myself, have the empty bottle. We'd be laughing. But okay. I will figure it out. I'll figure it out. So, tomorrow, I'm going to be back in that Labyrinth of Worlds. Ultima Underworld 2. I'm currently in the Tomb of Prekor Loth. So dealing with some traps, mostly trying to make my way to Prekor Loth himself in the hopes of something. I don't know. I mean, that's just the quest I've been given there. I always have the option of, like, I've leveled up a bunch more. I could go back to Killorn Keep, see if I can bash that dude and get into the place that may or may not be the Guardian's place of power. I guess I could test if the spot where the Guardian laid his trap for me before is the Guardian's place of power. I think it's probably not. I think it's probably the weird place the guy is guarding. It also occurred to me I should have checked. There's a place of power in Britannia, presumably. It seems like the fiery lava wall area where the Guardian's minion was hanging out is a really good candidate to be that place, so I should test that. There's lots to do back in Ultima Underworld 2. So we'll do some more of that. And then, come Tuesday, well, I hope you like watching words appear on a screen because Greg and I are in our in-between Phase 1 and Phase 2 period of our beat-em-up history project. We've played the 41 most notable, or notable adjacent in some cases, beat-em-ups through 1993. So from like the founding of the genre in 86 through 93, the first 7 years, and really the heyday. I'm not 100% sure this is true, but on Moby Games, I think it's the case that the slowdown of games in the beat 'em up genre per year started after 1993. But it might have started a little closer in the mid-90s. I guess we'll find out in like Phase 3, because Phase 2, which will begin next, like not this coming Tuesday, but the next after, is to play every other beat 'em up through 1993. Right now what we're doing is we're taking those 41 notables and we're classifying them into 3 tiers. The boss tier, the games that are absolutely, when we finally get around to doing a ranked list, going to be in contention for those top spots. And out of the 41 notables, I think at most we're going to end up with like 10 in that tier. And that's like the most notable ones. So it's already going to be not super populated. Yeah, I made a fancy spreadsheet, folks. So I can make the data appear in any tier that I want. It's very exciting. I just like making spreadsheets. And then, yeah, so we got to do the rest of them, and we have to go back and change something. Because at the end of last Tuesday, it was like time for, I was like, oh, Greg, you got to get going? And he's like, well, let's finish, let's go through the Battletoads games because that'll just be easy, and then I'll get out of here. And then we wound up having an extended discussion where I eventually prevailed on Greg that we should go Battletoads in mid-tier, Battletoads and Battlemaniacs, the Super Nintendo sequel, in Goon tier. We certainly agreed on that. And Battletoads and Double Dragon in Boss tier, which we agreed on as well. Where we disagreed was I was like, I think Battletoads is mid because, boy, those first 2.5 levels are great. And Greg's position was, but the game sucks overall. It should be in Goon tier. And I guess I just like the sort of symmetry of the 3 main Battletoads titles being spread across 3 games. 3 tiers. And so I eventually won the day, and Greg wound up being like 20 minutes late, 20, 25, 30 minutes late to go for his bus. I think he got the next bus after. Hopefully that didn't ruin his sleep before work on Wednesday. And then literally like before he even left, I was like, I regret that I shouldn't have convinced you. We were wrong. Battletoads is Goon tier. So we got to adjust that, and then we got to rank the rest of the games we played so far. And then, or not rank, but sort into the tiers. Once we have all the games through 1998, which is going to be, or through 1993, which is going to be, 139 games, 98 of which we haven't played yet. Once we're through all that, then it becomes time to, what am I saying here? Then it becomes time to make a proper ranked list, which will be exciting. But for now, it's just the sorting. So show out for that. Well, I mean, we'll play some games too. And we'll even try to put them on screen every time. Although we've been having occasional mishaps where we play MAME in full screen. Nobody can see the game that we're playing. We can't see the chat, so no one can tell us. Hopefully, now that we've made that mistake twice, much like my cats, we'll finally learn. But I guess time will tell on that. Anyway, Tuesday, Greg and James beat him up. Come Friday evening, we are actually going to start the first Frosthaven scenario of the year. It's called My Private Empire. And both Rich and I get to start playing new characters, so we're excited for that. And then before you know it, it'll be Saturday again. And we'll keep on pushing forward in Prince Alexander's quest to find Princess Casima and win her hand. Well, he doesn't need to find her. He knows where she is. But he's got to do a bunch of stuff, and then he's got to save her. And I'm going to keep working on that. Awesome. So, hey, this was fun. I had a good time, and I hope you did too. If you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice. I'm glad you stopped by anyway. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time that we hit those green aisles together, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.